Hello there YouTube and welcome back to The Zone. Now, you're probably wondering at this point why I'm uploading this video not only onto my main channel but onto Reality Zone as well. It's because I think it's time I took you on a little trip, ladies and gentlemen, and just to make sure, I'll be right back. I just need to make sure if I can get this out somewhere. It must be in here. It must be in here somewhere, guys. It's just. Oh, here it is. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. I still have it to this day. The actual name tag I got when I was on Richard Hammonds' Blast Lab. Now, I'll go with you the exact history of how this all happened. It must have been just only about a week or maybe about 2 weeks after I had done my SATs in secondary school. It was exactly, must have been just 11 years ago, coming up this May, I should say. Depending where the hell I come to even, putting this video out is another thing entirely. But the point is that fits like a charm and all. So, anyway, again, slightly back on track. I was browsing the CBBC website at the time, and then literally just out of the corner of my eye, there was this part they said, be on a show, and one of those shows listed was this great little show called Richard Hammonds' Blast Lab, and just because, just for the sake of trying, I got two of my mates who close neighbours of mine, and we filled out the form, we sent it off. Couple of weeks ensued. Then I think it was about late July of that year. Me, my mates, Lewis and Josh, we all travelled down to London. We filmed the thing on the exact same day, and we had a whole day about in London the very next day before we took the train home. Now, if for some reason I could get all of me mates Josh and Lewis to come watch this as well, I'll make sure to give that a 4, because I think it would be really, really embarrassing for all of us to watch this. Now, a few things you need to know about this, ladies and gentlemen. This was originally recorded in 2009. It didn't get onto TV until 2011. And this was the final season of the show, I believe. This was season 3 this was season 4 episode 3. And I can't wait, ladies and gentlemen. I have seen this episode once when it came out, and I've literally not seen it. So 9 years in the making this is going to be, ladies and gentlemen. I always knew somehow, some way. I didn't even know if I was ever going to be able to see this again. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? I think it's time we took a little trip down memory lane, and it's the equivalent of watching home movies. So let's get started. So I'll make sure to leave a link to the full episode in its entirety. I can't wait for you guys to see this. And let's just get started. I would also like to thank my mate Steven, who managed to get this together as well. Damn, the old CBBC idents as well. Sarah Jane. And there it is, Oliver, the Richard Hammonds opal.
done is fit it with a 3D holographic laser projector. Oh yeah, it is astonishing. Trust me, my little lad.
Wait, hang on. Let me just That's better.
This is no ordinary watch. Mind your eyes, this could be bright. Here we go. Oh. Yeah, on second thoughts, actually this is an ordinary watch. I've lost my 3D holographic laser one. Go away. Hello, I'm Richard Hammonds. Welcome to my Blast Lab. I'll get another one. Now, I can't begin to tell you about some of the exciting experiments we do here in the Blast Lab. No, really, I can't, because if I even start to tell you about them, the government gets quite cross.
Speaking of quite cross, what actually happened was that before we actually... I can tell you this right now, ladies and gentlemen. The producers and and Richard Hammond himself specifically told all of us involved, at no point that I think there wouldn't be any real autographs. They kind of... I don't necessarily remember if, like... I suppose, like, the way Richard actually talked to us was actually really nice, and the producers were pretty much the same. Is that they just said very, very simply, just, we're gonna have to, like, we'll shoot this all in this afternoon, and that was more or less it. Actually, the more I think about it, Richard basically just said exactly what we kind of knew already, which was a bit strange. Whatever.
Nevertheless, I do occasionally like to invite two teams of budding young scientists in here to take part in exciting scientific challenges.
Oh,
no. Great prizes. So coming up, we have Oliver doing his duty, helping us navigate our way through some fascinating facts. In mini science, we try to prevent a leak.
Oh, no.
My lab rats apparently travelled back in time to try and beat the javelin world record. We'll see about that. And it's time to get ultra messy. It's not bullshit. Now, for a top security lab, you need a top security guard. And this lady's right at the very top of the table, especially when it's ranked by age, because it is my ninja nan.
It also possibly helps that I was a fan of the show in any case, so just this is guys, it's not often I say this, but this is a very, very surreal experience. And I like I said, I was a fan of the show already, but then being, oh god, I think I only heard about the show for like a year before this happened.
Might look like she's asleep, but in fact she's meditating. It's actually part of her martial arts training. It helps her to focus her positive energies. Or actually, no, maybe she is sleeping. Okay, let's have a look at who's trying to get into my lab today. You've come along here claiming to be the red team, yeah? Well, obviously, I'm here to check you through security. So, for security purposes, your names, please, you are?
Iffy, Sky, Ruth.
Iffy, Sky, Ruth. Yep, okay, that sounds about right. Under talent, it says Sky and Iffy, you're going to do...
You know what's actually quite strange is that we actually I remember me, Lewis, and Josh, we actually got into we talked we talked a little bit with Iffy, Sky, and Ruth, only because I don't think that I actually didn't even know if it was until like the very last moment until we knew exactly who our opponents were. We were sort of like, well, actually I'm trying to think, like in like one of the like the waiting rooms just outside the studio is like it must have been just like us and just like a few other people, because I sort of kind of remember like spending like time just in this like recreational room where they were playing CBBC at the same time. And oh my goodness, just, and these girls, I believe Kent, I believe they were from. That's the majority of what I can remember. I suppose that they may explain this later, but I'm only stalling because I know what's gonna happen next. Oh no.
us just to prove you are the right people. What are you going to do?
We can do a crab.
Yeah, that's what it said here. I don't understand. Go on, then. Do one. Whoa! They're broken! Oh, that's terrifying. Okay, well, fair enough. That's it. You are the red team. Come on into the lab. Come on into the lab. Okay, welcome to the lab. You're through your pass Ninja Nan, but you've only got this far because, to be absolutely sure, we agree the password with the real red team. If you are the real red team, you'll know that word. What is it?
Car wash.
Car wash? Yeah, that's what I've got written down here. It's an odd word. Why did you pick that?
Because I've got a phobia for car washes.
Okay, fair enough. If I see one, if anybody sees a car wash sneaking up on their feet, we'll let you know, don't you worry. Welcome to the Blast Lab. Go and get settled in, ready for the first round.
Oh.
That's your red team. Right, let's meet the bunch of people claiming to be
No.
the yellow team.
No, no, no.
Hi, lads. Nice to see you. Standing there.
No, there it is, guys. Look at me. I'm on the telly. Look, there I am. Right. Oh my god. No, that's just. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, we've literally just gone through a time machine. Look at me there. Look. Oh god. Oh. I haven't. That's. Oh my goodness. Just listen. I was never really that good at acting when I was a kid, because anyone watching this would have probably thought that lad on the far end, he looks absolutely terrified. He doesn't look like he's got a clue where he is. Oh my god, we're only 4 minutes into this. Oh no. Yeah, yo, but this is sick though. This is fantastic. Oh boy.
Please for yourselves. However, before I let you into the Blast Lab, we have to be sure you are who you say you are. So, identify yourselves by names, please. You are...
Lewis, Josh, James.
Lewis, Josh, James. Yep, that's all I've got written down here.
Why was my voice... it was already starting to break at that point anyway, which is uncharismatically young for that age, but just... Oh my goodness. Because again, they didn't give us any cues for anything like this. Just, well, they did kind of give us a cue, but they didn't say, try and sound or like imitate anyone. Just speak normally in that. Again, they didn't specify again where they were from and all that. And
what are you going to do for us to prove you are the right people?
I can tell jokes.
I'm not listening to this because I know what's going to happen next. I just listen to this, guys.
What's the most musical fish?
The most musical fish? I don't know. What is the most musical fish?
A piano tuner.
That actually physically hurts. It really does. Just in case you try telling any more.
That was not Lewis. That was shit. Oh god. You know how certain things age really well when you get older. Oh god. That just... Okay. I think... Yeah, but you know what the great irony about that is, ladies and gentlemen? Not just the fact that joke, or the fact that how uncomfortable I looked on camera, but I'm 100% certain that I didn't say anything else after that. Let's find out.
We'll let you in. You're into the lab. Come through. Very nice, very nice. It was nearly a joke. I mean, really, nearly. Chaps, obviously we've agreed a password with the real yellow team, and I'll need that from you. So what is the word we've agreed?
Wheels.
That's what I've got written down here. Why wheels?
Because we all like to cycle.
Oh, how lovely. But of course, of no use here in the Blast Lab. We don't do lab bicycles. The lab rats are scared of them. Right, let yourselves in. Go and get settled down, ready for the first round. Now, he has several diplomas and quite a lot of parking tickets. I'm talking, of course, about Oliver. There we go, right, it's plumbed in. Actually, they did recently develop an upgrade for Oliver's FatNow system, but rather than spend money on that, I decided to program it myself. Turns out to be really amazingly difficult to upgrade software yourself like that. So, as a result, some of...
Just, can I take this back 10 seconds?
I decided to program it myself. Turns out to be
Oh god, okay. Now, I think it's probably beneficial for literally everyone involved if I give you some context to who Lewis and Josh are before we go any further. Lewis, at this point, I believe, is in halls studying at Newcastle University. Josh, I believe, is only a couple of months away from actually earning his... I think he's earning like an engineering degree, because I do know that he's looking to be work for the RAF. I'm not entirely sure if it's like maybe a fighter pilot or... Because what's quite interesting about that is that I had this mate in school, again, I'm not going to give his name, who is now... Not only is he engaged, but he is also a flying officer for the RAF. So, next time I meet this guy, because, again, my mate here, Josh, knows this guy, I'd say kind of well. I suppose they would be in some sort of, like, squadron, I'd imagine. I must remember, if I do meet this part again, I'll make sure to address him as flying officer. It'll probably be likely. In fact, in a couple of months' time, Josh probably might be a flying officer as well. That's possibly speculating, because if it's any indication right here, Josh is really tall. He's also, well, he built like a rugby. I'd be really just... I forgot how much we were into our cycling as well. I actually could not even remember the last time I went cycling at all. And as you can see, and then there's this guy right here. When you see that, you know, that 1,000-yard stare, that horrible hairline, that nagging pain in my arm, you could probably guess that this guy literally never went on to do anything ever again after this.
Really amazingly difficult to upgrade software yourself like that. So, as a result, some of the facts that I have here are not true, and some are. And it's up to you teams to tell me which are true and which are false. Oliver will then let us know. If it is true, he'll do this. However, if it's false, he'll do this. All right. The game is pretty simple. Each team has 3 lights. At the moment, all 3 are lit red. Every time you answer a question correctly, one of your lights will go green. The winning team is the first to get 3 lights lit green. Simple. Just one slightly cruel complication, which is, if you answer it correctly, your light goes green. Great. If you answer it incorrectly, you don't get the green light, the other team does. Which means...
A little bit of an interruption there, but at least it was kind of like a funny interruption anyways. Let's continue.
For the other team, okay? So think carefully about your answers. Right. To get the game going and to see who seizes control right from the very start, we begin with the nearest to question. I'll award the green light to the team that gets nearest to the real answer. And they will then get
Right, okay guys, we've got to focus.
Science fact. Here we go, this is your question. What is the weight of the heaviest recorded hailstone in the UK? What is the weight of the heaviest recorded hailstone in the UK?
6 kilograms.
Oh, time to hurry, it's team. Time to hurry. Reds are writing an answer down. Yellow, you've got an answer written down. So what do you reckon? 9 kilograms. That's quite big. Reds, 1.75 kilograms. Pretty accurate. Okay, the real answer is 142 grams, which means, although they're miles out, frankly, the red team, they are the nearest with 1.7. So you know, that is about the weight of a cricket ball, and it fell at Horsham, West Sussex on the 5th of September 1958. Right, that does mean then Reds have seized control of the game. They have the first light lit green. You get the first true or false science fact, and here it is. The smallest bone in the human body is in the foot. What are you going to tell me, is that true or false? The smallest bone in the human body is in the foot. Is it true or false? What do you think?
It's false.
You think it's false? That's what you think. The red team thinks it's false. How are you going to answer the question I've delivered to you? It's by saying false back to me. Okay, we should find out now what the real answer is, shouldn't we? Oliver, the smallest bone in the human body is in the foot. Is that true or false? It's false, correct. The smallest bone in your body is actually in your ear. There are 3 little tiny bones in your ears that vibrate and help you hear, and the smallest one of them is 3.3 millimetres across, and that's smaller than even your little toe. Yellows, things are looking tricky. Don't worry, this can change very quickly, this game. So this is your science fact.
Come on, yellow team. Come on, yellow team.
The hairs of a polar bear are actually brown. Is that true or is that false? The hairs of a polar bear are actually brown. Is that true or false?
False.
I'm saying false. We should probably find out by asking Oliver what the real answer is, shouldn't we? Oliver, is it true or false? Okay, chaps, well done. You're still in the game. Believe it or not, polar bears' hairs actually have no colour at all. They're colourless and hollow. This makes the hairs look white, even though they're not, because of how light bounces around within them. Reds, you have 2 lights lit. Get this one right, and you win. Get it wrong, they stand a chance of winning next time round, okay?
Oh no.
The Earth is hit by about 1,000 kilograms of meteor each day. Is that true or false?
True.
You think it's true. Oliver, is it true or false? It's false. I'm afraid that means the light is lit for the yellows. They're on 2. Okay, yellows, I hardly need to point out where we are right now. If you answered this correct, you win. If you're wrong, the reds win.
Oh no. Oh boy.
This is your science fact. Silver is the best metal at conducting electricity. Is that
Yes, it is.
true or false? Having a think, and I don't blame them because it really does all hang on this. In the meantime, let's see what you think, audience. Vote with your feet. Is it true or false? Again, the audience just divided down the middle. I have no help to you, yellows. Really, you can't tell much from that. Who's guessing?
That's the Ask the Audience helpline, and they're absolutely useless. Look at them there. I wonder where the hell they even found these kids anyway.
Yeah, no clue.
No clue. Okay.
Looks like hard metal.
Yeah, it does. It's like hard metal, so you can actually be part of it. Because if you think, metals are quite different. Aren't they? Some are really soft. Lead's really soft. Some are really hard. Some are really light. Could that affect it? Okay, so you're thinking along the right sort of lines. I mean, there must be something about the metal that makes it good at conducting. Okay, audience, back to your places. Thank you very much indeed, all of you. Silver is the best metal at conducting electricity. Is that true or false?
Just let's take that back 10 more seconds.
There must be something about the metal that makes it good at conducting. Okay, audience, back to your places. Thank you very much indeed, all of you.
I'm gonna explain this a little bit later on, but there is nobody ever from my old secondary school that has ever been on Blast Lab, except him. I'll go down in history for something. That they'll say that much. Look at that face there. Look at them.
Is that true or false?
True.
You think it's true? Obviously, if it's true, you win. If it's false, they win.
Oh boy.
Oliver, is it true or false? It's also the best conductor of heat, but the reason electrical wires are usually made of copper is because it's much cheaper than silver, obviously. Congratulations then, because 3 lights lit first, and it went right down to the wire there. That was a hard-fought competition. That means it's 1-0 to the yellows. They do say you're supposed to learn from your mistakes. I didn't, because exactly the same thing happened when I tried to make a time machine to bring my old science teacher back from school to the Blast Lab, as happened the first time I did it with Kyle, my pet gerbil. Because my science teacher came back as a 10-year-old girl, and my gerbil came back as a 10-year-old gerbil, which is far too old for gerbils. I'm talking, of course, about Mini-Miss!
Made a right mess of it, Rich.
Actually, can I just find something out? Let me just look up something very quickly. Can I just find something out? Mini Miss, I'd be speckled young over around 10 or 11. Surfer Gladly. I was only looking that up because I don't know whether or not she was like still working for the BBC. Well, like as an actress or something like that. You never know. Maybe she could have gone a role in EastEnders in the next couple of years. You never know.
Yeah, well, it didn't go exactly to plan. Could have been worse. You could have come back as a 10-year-old gerbil.
Stop being ridiculous, Richard, or I will have to send you out of the lab. Now, the teams today are going to be helping me in an experiment with water tension with a game I like to call...
Klingon.
Tense water. I didn't realise that water could get stressed.
It can't. I will get stressed if you keep testing my patience.
Sorry, miss. Sorry.
There is a large water-filled cylinder over Ninja Nan's head, and each team has to take it in turns to poke holes into the cling film.
Now, hold on, miss. From what I remember from school, which isn't much, this is about water tension, because it'll be water tension that'll keep the water in when they put holes in the cylinder. But then eventually, if the holes get too big or in the wrong place, or at some point, the water will come out and it'll fill this funnel, and I'm guessing that the team who causes it to spill over and land on Ninja Nan will lose, and there'll be one heck of a scene.
Very good, Richard.
Thank you very much, miss. I'm quite tired after all that thinking, so teams...
Actually, speaking of tired, let me tell you something right now, because what they're going to do is, like, I think they're going to condense it down to something like 5 minutes. This game, and I am not joking, went on for nearly 35 minutes. This took so long, and it was so drawn out, that I'm going to say this took about 35, possibly, maybe, let's be realistic and say it took about 20 minutes at the very most. I genuinely, one second guys, I am genuinely curious right now exactly how much they condensed this down. So let's see.
You can have a little bit of time to talk with Mini Miss about what you're going to do. You have access to her brain, which is enormous, so do that now. I'm going to leave you to do that, okay? Have a chat, have a think. So this really is about water tension. Water tension only exists because water molecules, the little tiny bits that make up water, really like each other and they cling together. They don't want to let go. You can see it in action here. This glass, nearly full of water. And I can keep pouring it in, and putting more and more water in, and more water, and more until if you look closely, the water is actually sticking up beyond the top of the glass. That's because the water molecules are sticking together. If I overdo it, if I keep pouring, eventually the water tension isn't enough, and the water spills out. So it'll be water tension when they put the holes in the cling film in here that holds it in. Of course, there's another factor in this, air. Because for water to come out, air has got to get in to replace it. And so once the holes reach a point when they're big enough for air to get in as well, more water will come out. This will fill up. Some water will always come out, but the team that causes it to spill over and land on Ninja Nan's head, well, they can answer to Ninja Nan. Teams, do you understand what's going on? Yeah. Okay, yellows, you're in the lead at the moment, 1-0. So you get to decide, do you want to go first or second?
First.
First, okay. What you're about to run the risk of doing is soaking Ninja Nan. I don't think that's something any of us want right now, so good luck. No pressure, step forward and make a hole if you like. Teams, away we go.
Yeah.
Oh, now a little bit of water will come out. Oh, that's it? Just a tiny few drops. Okay, reds. Here we go. Okay, first hole. That's it, it stops. Yellows and you come. What's holding the water in, remember, is water tensions, because the water molecules like being next to each other, they cling on. We've actually added some dye into the bottom of the funnel so we can see the level of water as it rises up over the head of the most lethal weapon known to Labrakhind. 'Kind. 'Cause 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 Fair bit of water able to come out, but that's okay. We've got a long way to go yet. We've got to fill this funnel before we're really in trouble. Okay.
You know, I will say this. I think this is meant to be My Life Would Suck Without You by Kelly Clarkson playing in the background. That was a banger in 2009. I'm just going to say that much.
Lewis. Oh, bold play. It's going straight for the middle. Look at that.
Oh,
Brave young man.
no.
Ooh, the yellows really... Oh, that's good play from the yellows. It's getting some water in there. Makes it harder for the reds next time round, remember. You know when it's going to drip because you'll see the bubbles of air go up first. Oh, play from the reds. Good play. That's sending some water in. The yellows, remember, have to answer back. Whatever you put in the funnel, they've got to put more water on top of it.
Oh my god.
That's got to be done. It's got to be done. No pressure, Ruth. She can kill you with an iron. You do know that. She's not liking that. She's not comfortable with that at all.
Oh no.
Oh. She's not comfortable with that. Oh, reds. Oh, reds. Oh, reds. It may yet stop. It may stop. It's not going to stop until we can declare yellows are the winners. But that was incredibly tense. Come forward, team, please. That really was. Both sides up here, because that was... She's okay. She's actually still meditating. We're all right. That was quite incredibly tense, but I can declare that the point goes to the yellows. It is now 2-0 to the yellows. That was a some point, and that was it. It just went. Now, I admit I may have mucked up my own time-travelling experiments with Minimus, so when I heard of a scientist who said he could do time travel properly, well, I just had to investigate. Great! Auntie Matilda's chicken drumsticks. What is going on here? Hold it right there. Who are you? Who? Doctor who? Well, that's not a real name. It doesn't have any vowels in it. You're not even a real doctor, are you? No, you're not. You're just a lab rat in my old coat. And that's not a real alien robot you're fighting. You're just another lab rat in a cardboard box covered in tin foil. Yes, you are. I can see your foot. Right, I'm going to give you one chance to prove that you are a real alien, mysterious Time Lord. I'm going to send you on a mission. And you better take that or him with you, because you might need a sidekick. And the mission I've chosen is to break the world javelin record, which currently stands at 98.48 meters, held by a man with a woman's name, Jan. Using my trusty TARDIS, they've gone all the way back in time to... Well, if my knowledge of Roman battleground fashion is accurate, I'd say that our Time Lord and his hapless assistant have landed around 50 BC, which, judging by the weather, must mean a bit cold. But how on earth are they going to beat the javelin world record with a bunch of blokes dressed like a cross between a tin of beans and Superman? I don't know. Hang on a minute. That's a ballista. Now I see what they're doing. The Roman ballista was one of the most formidable weapons in history. In fact, Julius Caesar used them in his conquest of Gaul around 55 BC to great effect. Capable of firing bolts or stones, the largest of them could hurl objects weighing in excess of 100 kilograms. And here's how it worked. A ballista is like a crossbow, but bigger. When the handle on...
I'm only watching this because I'm actually just curious, to say the least.
The ballista is turned. The rope holding the arrow in place is pulled back and made tighter. When the rope is as tight as possible, it has a lot of potential energy. On releasing the rope, this potential energy is transferred into kinetic or movement energy, launching the arrow into the air. But will the energy stored within these strings be capable of breaking that javelin world record of 98.48 meters?
Yes, it will. Absolutely.
Okay, hold the experiment right there because there is a point up for grabs. Now, I know the score 2-0. It won't make any difference overall, but I think just for the honour of the point, we should play on. And it hinges on this question. Will it work? Will they break the world javelin record? What do you think? Will it work? What do you think, Yellows? Yes?
No.
You think no? That's good. I like it when we have a difference of opinion. So you think they won't, you think they will. Well, there's 1 point up for grabs here, and there's only one way to find out. Carry on with the experiment.
Tasked with beating a world record, the wannabe Time Lord and his hapless assistant have gone back in time to around 55 BC, the height of the Roman Empire, where they hope to beat the world record javelin throw of 98.48 meters with this. It's a Roman ballista armed with a wooden bolt. Our legionnaires are ready, so here we go. Tres, duo, anus. Well, that's incredible. And just look at it in slow motion. The force of the ballista has shot the bolt well over the 100 meters mark. But how far? The tape measure says 59 meters. That shattered the javelin world record with a total distance of 159 meters. Result. And that brings the score to 3-0 to the Yellows.
Right, now it is time for... which of course involves my snotbots over here. I'm so proud of these creations. One day they will be replacing the lab rats. So clever that they have started taking on human characteristics, like catching terrible colds. I know, I'm sorry about that, it really is disgusting. Okay, here's what we're going to be doing. Hidden in that gunge are prize discs. Written on them are the names of prizes. Today we've got practical joke set, radio-controlled spider, and electromagnetic kit. The team with the most of those prize discs slotted into the open mouth of their snotbot at the end of the game will win and take the prizes home. Remember, the Yellows have the lead right now. That's bought you a 5-second head start. You have some time to find as many prize discs as you can. And
all right.
sometimes...
Okay, let's do it, guys. Come on. This is it, guys. This is for literally forget what I'm doing right now. This is all that matters.
Starts now.
Some time is ticking, and the Yellows are wasting none of it getting quite literally stuck in. There's the second siren. The Reds are off. But it looks like it's going to be the Yellows who are first off the mark.
Yes.
There's Ruth ready with a disc as well. And in it goes. One for the Reds.
What?
And another for the
Two.
Yellows. The prize discs are flying in today. And yet another disc has been found by the Yellows. There's no stopping them. And James has been past another yellow disc, and the Reds have one as well. It really is anyone's game, probably. There's another one found by the Yellows. The prize disc must be getting a little thin on the ground now, with both teams putting in flawless displays of disc discovery. 3, 2, 1.
Your sometime is up, teams. Whoa! That's a lot of guns on you guys. Okay, we must now find out how you teams have done. Labrat, how many have we got?
That really was as fun as it looked, guys. I feel as if like that went on for slightly longer. Well, it must have been like about 90 seconds or something like that. But what you're about to see next, ladies and gentlemen, is a world record set on Blast Lab. You're about to see in a few seconds.
For the Reds, let's have a look. Okay, how many have we got, Labrat? 6 prize discs for the Reds. Well done, well done. How many for the Yellows? What have we got? 10!
And that world record is that I'm pretty sure no other team in history won more prizes than we did on that day. Prove me wrong, guys. Go through the archives if you want. 10 is the record to beat.
Amazing, clearly that is a win for the Yellows. Let's count them up and have a look at what you've got. We've got a model speedboat. Radio control spider for each one. Voice walker. Pogo stick. Practical joke set. Puzzle cube. A soap factory. I'll need that after this for certain. An electromagnetic kit. A skeleton model. A metal detector. Wow, that's staggering. That really is what. Congratulations, Yellows. Now, slightly trickier duty to perform because we must find out what the Reds would have been taking home with them. An electromagnetic kit. Very nice. Model speedboat. Nice. A soap factory. Yeah. Happening right now as well. A practical joke set.
This really actually does seem like salt in the wounds, actually. I'm really... I know it seems tough, but, you know, it's TV in it, I'm afraid. My dad had actually a pretty different opinion about this. He said that he thought it was shocking that they went home with nothing, but... Well, I don't really have anything else to say about that, but there you are.
Lunar eclipse bedroom light. Very nice. I know. I had a personal room moon. I know. But, Reds, it's okay, because here's the thing. You're not actually going to take them home with you. Instead, you're going to blow them up, because it's time for B-Day Goes Bang! Yellows, you have emptied my prize cupboard. Well done, well played. Congratulations. All that lot going on with Reds. You did really well, and then I'm really very sorry. But it's okay, because instead of taking them home, wheelbarrows full of prizes, what you're going to do is follow me along the walk of shame.
They could have made this any tougher as well. I'm so sorry, but why did they have to stretch this out so much? I mean, these are kids. These were like 11-year-old kids, and they're making them do this. It's the equivalent of, let's say, going home with only £1,000 on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and then having the host literally get you to burn the money. I don't understand why they have to do this. Those guys in the audience were probably better actors than I ever was.
Reds, you were great sports. You really were. You were great fun to have here in the Blast Lab. Thank you for playing, and I'm really sorry. But you know what you must do? Lift the plunger. It's time to say goodbye to those prizes. Lift it up. Here we go. Audience, we'll count them down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done, girls. So that is just about it. We've investigated how water tension can keep you dry-ish, and how spring tension can make a lab rat wet. I'll see you again next time.
And just before they play When Love Takes Over, again, if you were watching this in 2011, that would have made absolutely no sense. 2009 was when that came out, and it was literally the dog's bollocks. It really, really was. Okay, guys, now I'm gonna zoom this past in. If you're worrying about like the resolution and that, it's only because it's nighttime, and this isn't like the best to record this at nighttime. But oh my goodness. Wow. I generally never thought I would ever see that again. 11 years in the making. I had no idea how the hell, just the difference. The quality of the camera they used back then is probably the one I'm using right now. That's just shocking. In fact, you know what? This was recorded in 2009. This 100% would have probably been put on, let's say, BBC One HD or possibly CBBC. Did CBBC have an HD channel back then? I'll have to possibly look into that somewhere. In fact, well, it really wouldn't even matter. Usually there'd be parts of like BBC One where they would put that sort of thing on anyway. So guys, wow, just 12 years, well, 11 years later, I should say, and just that's literally it. I genuinely do not think I have anything more to say about that, apart from why on earth just... I love game shows, ladies and gentlemen. I've loved them all my life. I've always wanted to participate on one, and whether that ever happens again in my life, hey, you know what? You get your 15 minutes of fame, but well, to be honest, if you know anything about my reputation on here, you know I've been around for a little bit longer than that. But just... That was something. That was really, really something. And let me just get that up for you guys just one more time there. There we go. I've had that for... It lasted longer than the prizes, to be honest. The only one that actually lasted more than, let's say, about, like, 4 years was the pogo stick. The pogo stick, we actually got... I can tell you the day when I got that pogo stick as well. It was Wednesday, like... It must have been, like, September the 5th or the 4th. It was on a Wednesday we got it. It was only my second day of year 7. And... me mates, we would hop on that thing literally for hours and hours and hours. It was absolutely the best. If I had a pogo stick right now, I would 100% just like go on that all day long if I had to, because that was so much fun. And it was just, yeah, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That really was that. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed Season 4, Episode 3 of Richard Hammonds' Blast Lab. Please make sure to... I'll give my shout out again to Stephen again, who managed to dig out that copy. I'll make sure to release the full episode anyway, because, you know, you don't... For you guys who don't want to listen to me talk, I know that's almost everyone at this point. Make sure to leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below, and I hope to love you guys again in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye for now.